Ladies and gentlemen, I am Melvin Banks.
This is Ito.
And we are the Carbonation Conversation. Coming back with another six-pack chat. The Old Man, episode 2. Part 2.
Deuce.
Basically. And if you like what you hear, you like us drinking the beer, you know, you're sitting chilling with your happy new beer, whatever.
Yep, some good old drinking that good old German Paulaner.
Exactly.
Munchin.
You know, we done 3 reviews today. It seems like this has become the norm now, you know. And as I always like to say on these 3rd reviews, we are not that drunk.
Right. Happy New Beer.
Happy New Beer. So if you like what you hear, definitely ring that bell on YouTube, like and comment on Facebook, and definitely hit us up at Podbean. I need to start saying this. The Carbonation Conversation.podbean.com.
All right.
Since I went first with the 6-pack chat episode 1, I thought it would be nice of me to direct the first me to you, sir. So what you like about episode 2, man?
Me?
Of course, man.
Well, like you said, know your personnel. So, Zoe.
Yeah.
Got a new character, Zoe, played by Amy Brennan, who's been in pretty good movies. She's been in The Heat.
Okay.
Fear.
I'm looking at her right now. You made me Wikipedia
Goliath,
her right now. I'm Wikipedian. Oh yeah, she has been in a lot of shit.
The Leftovers. That's what I remember her from.
Who was she in The Leftovers?
Was
she the wife?
She was Lori. Was that the wife?
I think maybe she was the wife who ended up being with the I forget the fucking antagonist, Silent Ones.
Yes.
I love that fucking series. But yeah, I see. Yeah, she was in quite a bit of things. Even the latest one, Sweet Girl, which I've never seen, but she's and I'm looking at her television. Hell, she's even been in the music video.
Yeah.
Well, all right.
Right. So yeah, she's basically Dan Chase is now Peter Caldwell.
Mm-hmm.
Changes his name. He goes to this place. Basically, he's had been set up already. That he's been talking to this guy online or whatever, emailing, and he's thinking he got the place to himself.
Yep.
Then Zoe pops up talking about he's the owner. Basically she runs the place and the owner's her ex-husband.
Yeah.
Right. So all of a sudden, the dogs come out and there's a situation with that.
Yeah.
She's like, dogs are not
allowed.
allowed. I do not want my ex blaming me for your dogs chewing up his shit.
Mm-hmm. And it's so funny because Zoe, how old did she look to you? She did not look that old to me in this show, to the point where she asking his ass out on a date.
Right.
I was like,
I mean, she was older, but not as old as him, I felt.
Yeah,
I
was like that too. I was like, okay, trying to rock the cradle? That's what you're trying to do? Well, it's not rocking the cradle.
Right.
What it would be rocking the wheelchair, I guess,
Real life, she's, I think, 58.
Oh, 58? How fucking old is Jeff Bridges' ass? I mean, you know what? I'm going to Google. By the time I'm done, we going to find out how old Jeff Bridges is. But
I got you right now.
What I do
49.
know, Jeff Bridges is not 49.
He was born in 49.
Oh, I thought you said that man
Calm
was
down.
49. I was going to attack you right now.
So he's 73.
Oh, 73. Wow. He looks good for his age, though. I'm not going to lie. At least, obviously the hair makes him look like fucking raggedy-ass Santa Claus and shit, but he looks good for his age. But yeah, let's talk about Zoe, because Zoe...
But yeah.
She got a lot of baggage.
Yeah. Of course. We'll start out real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
Before we get to that, how he got her to let him stay.
Yeah.
Basically, he tells a story about the guy who taught him how to cook.
Mm-hmm.
About they said the person who taught him how to cook was an old man who basically spoke through his cooking. He did not speak.
Mm-hmm.
He let his food do his talking. So while he's telling the story, he's cooking breakfast for Zoe. You know, I mean, even while he's making breakfast, she's like, "Why are you doing this? I hope you don't think it's gonna convince mine." He's just, let's just see what happens. You know what I mean?
And it does.
And of course it does. It's like you got to put 2 months deposit, and you got to cook dinner 3 times a week.
I was like, oh man, that's a sweet deal to me. I mean, you know, other than some random ass motherfucker in your kitchen. Oh, you know, I was like, hey, bro, can you bring the Tupperware?
Exactly, and then just points out that like your dogs had just been sitting there.
Yeah.
This whole time for like 30 minutes. Like, yeah, I told them to sit, so they're sitting.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, man. And I guess since we're just on this character, she does eventually end up inviting him to some dinner.
Right.
And I do want to mention that at this point, like you said, what is Dan's new name? Is it Peter?
Peter, yeah.
Yes, okay. I'm just going to say Peter. Peter at this point is hiding out. One of my, I guess I'll mix your number 1 with my number 2 on the run. He's definitely already had a conversation with his daughter. At least he's leaving her a message.
Right.
Just saying that, hey, I will explain everything, or everything you need to know is in LA. You definitely see him very, very fucked up from the earlier encounter from episode 1. He is in pain.
He got broken ribs and stuff.
Yeah, like he was like a junkyard with his dogs, like trying to replace his tire. I thought that was a scene. And man, this is some dark. Just the scenery, dude.
Yeah.
It's like an old ass Bruce Wayne just trying to
and
survive,
you see, and you just
bro.
like Jeff Bridges is so fucking good because just his movements, his breathing, his everything.
The
like you can
wheezing.
tell he's in pain and stuff.
Like,
you know,
you have it
like,
on closed caption. I'm curious. You have it on subtitles when you watch it. I do. And you say wheezing,
yeah.
Like, oh my god, I feel for you. And then obviously, like you say, he meets Zoe.
Right.
Let's fast forward.
Like you said, she ends up inviting him out for dinner.
Mm-hmm. And they talk. And I guess this is the thing to do. I would think when you go out on a first date, the thing not to ask is, well, what was your ex like? You know what I'm saying? But that always fucking comes up, whether it's just first date. And they talk about their exes. He speaks about his wife who first had dementia.
Right.
And then, was it Hodgkin's?
Huntington's disease.
Huntington's. And then eventually had Huntington's disease. I do not know the difference. I'm going to just flat out be honest.
Yeah, they're making it seem like dementia leads to Huntington disease. That's that's what I got out
I
of
wonder
it.
is Huntington disease just like the not remembering at all? Because I know dementia would be like, hey, you know, you're just like, hey, like it's 1972 and it's like 2020. Some shit. And he speaks about, you know, how basically he speaks very proud. He's very proud when he brings up his wife. He's happy. He's smiling. But then Zoe tells this story. You know, first she says, you know, because
there's 2 sides of the story.
Yeah, there's 2 sides of the story. Obviously, the first side is the more lighter side. We tried to make it work out. It didn't. He found a younger person who he fell in love with, and that's the story.
Right.
And then the darker side.
Yes.
You wanna take that one?
I mean, basically, she was just talking about the main thing was just like her unable to find happiness.
Yeah.
Like at first, when they first got together, she seemed like, oh, we're great. This is great. And then all of a sudden, it was just like
she saw her mother.
She saw her mother and herself, and for some reason, it just she could not be happy. They even talked about it.
Yeah.
And they wanted to try and work it out.
And
no
he
matter,
did everything.
He did everything. So she, you know, she's not even blaming him.
Yeah.
You know, she just said for some reason I just could not find happiness.
Now let me speak on this. I fucking love this as a character. This fucking depth. Because my question was this before or after the baby that they had? And the only reason why I
would
asked
say
that,
after.
postpartum. Probably postpartum. That's what I was thinking, because I was like, if this was
or
before,
maybe it
would be
was
different.
maybe it was before. Maybe they thought having the baby would help.
Yeah, exactly.
You know
that's
what
why
I mean,
didn't
right?
know.
But we don't know
like,
that.
huh.
We don't know that.
Yeah, because that was my only thing. I know postpartum was just like motherfuckers didn't know about it back in the day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of women suffer from it. Some committed suicide. Some killed their children. If it was that, I could totally see that. But I love the honesty and I love the depth. And Peter goes, it's not your fault. He's just like, that's it. It's not your fault. They have a very good moment.
Yeah.
And they head home and they get stopped by the police.
What number are we on, you know?
Shit, I just thought we were just talking about Zoe shit.
Because I feel like, I don't know, the stop, the roadblock.
Okay, you got those. You know what's so funny? Because I do got those written down. Okay, so...
even though it's still part of Zoe's thing, it was like, I feel like the whole roadblock situation was a different...
Okay, so we're only a week and we need to do 3. So you want to do 3? You want to do that as 3?
Yeah.
Let's do that as 3. Let's do a Happy New Beer.
Yeah.
Happy New Beer. Zoe's a little bit, she's a little bit worried because she didn't have 2 glasses of wine. Oh, ain't that cute? You know what I'm saying? I'm not condoning drinking and driving, but you say, how strong was the wine, Zoe? Like, really?
Exactly.
I know some people who...
And then if you remember, in the car, she receives a phone call from her son, basically asking if you paid for something, and she's like, yeah, I sent the payment. I sent it. We're good. So... we keep that in mind, and then you start seeing a roadblock. So right away you're like, oh shit.
Yep.
And he's like, just go ahead, act normal. We'll do whatever they say. Then they pull him over, and then they tell him to get out the fucking car. He comes out. You see the knife.
Yeah, on his side.
On his side,
ready to go. And we get one of the what I thought. I'm gonna put, if you put that as 3, I'm gonna go 4 here. Hallucinations, okay?
Well, I think that should be all part of the roadblock.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, okay, we can do that too.
Yeah.
because we
to
got
me that's all part of the roadblock.
Dude, for a second,
I was like, what? No.
I thought FX went there because FX is known.
I know. I believed it.
I said the same thing you did when I said that. He did not fucking do that.
So what you see is basically the cop that's with Zoe says something on the radio that says something to her, and looks at him, and he just like
guts.
He knows I'm caught. Yeah. Slices the first guy's neck, grabs his gun, shoots the second cop.
And he's like, come with me. Hey, bitch, what?
He's like, come with me. She's like, I see you.
Yeah.
And then, boom, he shoots her in the head. I'm like, what the fuck?
I was like, I love this show right now. I was like, because, shows, these days, everybody want to play it safe.
Right.
So I was just like, what is he going to do with the houses? How is he going to,
And then all of a sudden, you hear the radio going off, and that was all in his head.
Yeah.
Like, damn. Talking about, she's had a couple drinks. Have you drunk? He's like, no. Well, you need to drive home. Be safe type shit.
I will say I was a tad bit disappointed. Just a little bit. I mean, because I do like you, Zoe. I'm not going to say that I want you that episode 2. But I wouldn't have been mad because this would have shown me the lengths that he is willing to go.
Yes.
But that shit was just fucking amazing. Yes. I will say.
Then they go back home. I think we could just continue this part of the Zoe thing. I guess they go back home, and he's ready to go to the crib, and she's like, "You don't want to come in for coffee or something?" He's like, "It's for whatever time it is."
10:30.
Yeah.
10:30. Okay.
And then she grabs him by the hand and just guides him in.
Yeah.
They end up fucking basically.
Yeah, I know. Wow. And he wakes up in the middle of the night to a night terror. Like, it was terrifying.
Yeah, he was basically wife.
I'm trying to figure out who his wife is, like what the actress is, because she is so good, and she's just talking to him about, hey, are you going to tell her? Now, first she talks about how she wanted him to be happy. You know, she wanted him to let her go and basically find someone like he just did, like Zoe. But then she also does the whole two-faced shit. You know, she's just like, but she doesn't know what you're capable of. She doesn't know you. Should I tell her? Oh, can I be there when you tell her? Like,
her name is the actress name is Hiam Abbas.
Bro, she is so good, and you know,
who's in Blade Runner.
No offense, I mean, she is a mature woman, you know, with that long hair, where at night you look terrifying, like a grown ass woman from The Ring, okay? Like, it's just so good, scares the fuck out of him to the point where he wants to leave.
Basically, yeah, he's like, I don't want to hurt her.
Yeah, I'm thinking he's talking to the girl, he's talking to his dogs.
Right.
He's like, man, Carol, talk to me here.
Like,
you understand, right?
You know the deal,
right? And like you said, I guess we should just finish this part between him and Zoe. He comes back in. He noticed that things are shattered. I guess he hears a noise.
Yeah, he hears a noise while he's basically like packing to leave. Mm-hmm. And he comes in and she's talking about how her son called saying they didn't get the payment for their tuition for take his test because her ex-husband shorted her on the child support.
And I will testament to that because it's so crazy how schools can do that, but they can, because I went to a Catholic high school and my mom was like a couple of days late on that fucking, I'm just gonna call it rent. Oh, they definitely had me into all of the kids get into this room who didn't pay on time. We were just all there. Some kids went on early dismissal because their family was just like, we don't have it right now.
Right.
And the other ones that had it, we went back to class.
Wow.
Fucked up shit, right?
Yeah.
Just some crazy shit. Okay. And even Peter, he offers to pay. He's like, it's just money. She does make a comment, money isn't just money. I do like that comment because it's true.
Yeah.
Even if you were, you struggling, you my boy, and I say, Ito, I give you $1,000, no problem. Don't worry about it. You won't have to pay me back. You probably like, but I do.
But
I will.
For real?
No. He's like, did you just say that? Carbonites. Did you hear? But anyway.
Verbal contract. No.
But yeah,
But then basically, while she's telling him, what happened, and he just starts cooking.
Yeah. And cleaning.
Cooking, cleans the glass, and still starts cooking, and he ain't going nowhere. Yes. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So, my number 3 is going to have to be Harold. We're going to have to talk about him because he seems like he is doing things that he doesn't really want to do but is necessary.
Right.
This was the flashback I thought was in episode 1, which was him saying to Johnny when we find out that his actual name is Johnny, they're going to send me, right?
Right.
Because we're so close.
Johnny comes to get some assault rifles that they guys bring him, and he didn't want to give it to him at first.
Yeah. After he agreed, and they do speak on it, and this is after him and his wife has agreed to stay together, so he's going to get the rifles from Harold. How do you feel about these young characters?
I don't mind them. Yeah. I like them, especially the young Johnny.
Okay.
I was like, damn, that's a good choice.
I'm so on the young Johnny.
Really?
I'm so
I like how he looks.
Kind
of looks like a little bit kind of Clint Eastwood. Eastwoodish too. I look at the mouth. I feel like his mouth is like they got it with him and this guy.
Okay, I feel you. And he's basically they're having a conversation, and what it seems like to me, Ito, please correct me if I'm wrong, but obviously we didn't write a lot of details, so if you don't know, we're just gonna move the fuck on. It seems like Johnny picked a specific maybe dictator or leader who they feel like is either no good or has already showed signs of betrayal.
Well, basically, I think what it is, not even that. I think they just see him as a warlord. Or not warlord, but you know what I mean. But Johnny's trying to be like, he actually wants to do things for his people, not like these other fuckers.
Yeah.
Like, this guy actually wants to help his people, and I'm going to help him, type of thing. He's basically talking about how the Russians were basically killing the people or something like that.
Yeah, he was talking about Russian teenagers raping women.
Yes, that's basically it.
Yeah.
And that he's the only one fighting against it or something like that. That's what I'm saying. He wants to help the people with that, and the other dictators or whatever aren't doing shit.
I'm interested to know what war this is. I'm just curious, just for my own shits and giggles.
I don't know if it is a war.
Because
Afghanistan against Russia.
Oh, okay. Because I would assume the United States is funding one of those, because the Harold does mention those things. He does talk about, finances. He's like, hey, the United States helps this person, but they feel like, yo, guy, I don't have the same interest. So we do see Johnny really believing in this guy too.
And like
Johnny's
you said in the
doing
last episode,
shit.
we find out his name is Faraz Hamzad.
Yes.
And basically, Johnny was his number 2.
Mm-hmm.
And they called him Baba Kakor, which means the beast who eats everything.
Yep.
Which is pretty tripped out, because they say he used to go into Russian camps and just take motherfuckers
by
out.
himself. That is just insane. So now we're getting a little bit of picture of who Johnny, aka Peter, aka Chase. Like, damn, bro. Like, and we also find out that he has like 7 identities that he's been circling. They do mention that, but Harold goes. He's back in the office. He's heading it. And we are introduced to another character,
Angela.
That's
my next one.
Okay.
So Angela, basically, you kind of instantly see she's very protective of Harold.
I thought he was her daughter.
I didn't think so.
Okay, go ahead.
They don't look nothing alike.
Well, shit. Yeah, I keep
tell
forgetting
she's
like
not white.
She's
not white, Melvin.
Maybe he was a little bit jungle fever or something. I don't know. But go ahead. It's like, shit, ladies and gentlemen, this is she is not the salted cracker that we see.
Basically, you realize this is Harold's first day back to the office after the death of his son, and they're doing a birthday party. Mm-hmm. And basically, they're like, it's for this guy. And they're like, well, why aren't you eating cake? He's like, I don't like cake.
Yeah.
Or this birthday stuff. It's really for them.
Yeah, basically. Is he in a wheelchair too? Yeah,
you see later, he's coming in a wheelchair.
I was like, well.
So he's basically the one who's been in charge while Harold's been out. Mm-hmm. But like I said, you see Zoe coming in, like, what the hell are you doing here? You're supposed to, type of shit. So you can tell instantly, like, she's kind of like close to him, but you find out like he basically saved her from some shit and took her under his wing, and he's her mentor.
Yep. And your other boy, I guess we'll talk about him later, because I do want to stick a minute with Harold's character, because he goes and visits an old friend. And this old friend was just like, look,
Boat or something.
Yeah,
B-O-T.
Yeah, I didn't even want to. I knew you was gonna say it.
Bodie or Boat, but they say his name later. It's Boat. They say it.
And basically, he tells him, he's like, look, man, you guys were like sons to me, you and Johnny. I told you guys not to do this specific fucking shit, but just like sons, you guys don't fucking listen.
Right.
But he also tells him, here, I'm gonna send you this information to a high-class assassin.
Yeah, he's like,
you need to protect your own.
Harold's like, is that what I think it is?
Yeah, he's like, because if you need to protect your own, my brother, you need to do it so you won't embarrass your legacy, basically. And Harold takes the paper. It is so interesting that my guy with nice voice, officer,
Agent Waters.
What the fuck were you thinking? That was my number 4.
Tries to turn Angela against Harold.
Are you dumb? Like, y'all, like, aren't you FBI or CIA?
He don't know. You know what I mean?
Like, he spills the beans without her not saying. She was just like, ¿Por qué? He's like, well, let me tell you this. And he just spills out the whole beans and explains to her the entire situation and why Harold may not want all this information out. And she looks his ass dead in his face and was like, negative. And as she looks at him and she's just like, negative, he's just like, well, you know what they do. I don't know if he was threatening her, because he was like, well, you know what they do with people that don't turn, right? And he was like, I don't have to say anything. Well, I'm like, damn, did you just say that y'all would kill us?
No, basically the saying is they're the first ones to turn.
Okay. We got two more, right?
Yeah,
I think because
so.
I did that fourth one. I think I did the fourth one.
I feel like we mixed them up already.
Oh,
truthfully.
Yeah. I think we did. No. I think it was two more. Maybe.
No, I did 3.
You did 3?
Yeah.
And my
Zoe,
fourth one,
Angela, and the Roadblock are my 3.
Oh, you're 3? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I got 2 more then. My 2 more is
Because even with Angela, we're not really done with Angela.
okay.
You know what I mean? Because even after that, like, he turns it up, but she does confront Harold about that. Like, oh, this guy told me about this. Is this true? Blah, blah, blah. And Harold's just like, this is a conclusion of a very long story.
Yeah.
The type of, just that was basically his response and stuff.
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay.
What else do you have?
That's why I'm trying to look at my notes. I got a little flustered here. Sorry. Let me see. I think that. Oh no, I do have one more. Daughter. That's what I have. I do have the daughter.
I will say that too. That basically, Angela told Harold that she found that the daughter apparently committed suicide a few years back.
What the fuck is going on?
So that's why I'm just like, this is what drives Harold to call the assassin.
Yeah.
Because he didn't want to do that. So he's thinking now he has no leverage if there's no daughter. So I'm like, is she just that well hidden, or is
it all in his head? Is he that much PTSD just fucked up?
Dementia?
Oh my God.
But then it's like a scene after that, you see him look at his phone with messages from his daughter.
Yeah.
So it's just like,
is he just seeing things too? Oh man, you remember when True Detective was doing the same shit? Yeah, that is pretty fucking tripped out. Yeah. I'm gonna keep better track of the numbers. Hey,
because what I say, you start mixing the shit.
Yeah,
and that's
because sometimes we have to, especially, but
we're gonna keep track of the number. That's all. I knew we were like at 6 already. Truthfully, to me, you're like, dude, we got 2 more. Like, no, I did 3, and you did at least 2.
Hey, but so who's the shout out to then? Because we talked for a good 25 minutes and we didn't even do a shout out.
I'll give my shout out. We'll save it. We'll give it to the ladies, Zoe and Angela.
Okay, good shit. And the terrifying, what if the daughter doesn't exist? Ladies and gentlemen, I am Melvin Banks.
And this is Ito.
And we are
the Carbonation Conversation.
As always, if you like what you hear from Mobies89, don't ever hesitate to hit him up on all platforms with that name and directly at gmail.com. Don't ever forget. I almost forgot that, my bad. Don't drink and drive.
Drink and vibe.
Peace.